had a press pass this year, which was great. Just to be upfront, honest, transparent, I did buy my own ticket. I did not get it comped for being press. All of the views that I express in this video are my own. Nobody from Naka-Kon is viewing this video before I posted or has any say whatsoever in what I say. Naka-Kon is kind of like a buffet. There's a bunch of little dishes, which is funny because the convention was food themed this year, but there's a bunch of little dishes that are made with different ingredients, and you can go and partake of whatever you want. There's an arcade room.
I love the game. I want to pass so bad.
I don't really know what I'm up to. I'm just kind of
There's a game room where they do tournaments, and they also have like pickup play of stuff.
So this is the gaming room for Naka. This is actually the first time in a long time that we're actually combined two of our main gaming areas into one. Usually there's this wall right here where we separate just Smash on our right and then just kind of free play and tournament play over here. But what we're trying to do this year is we're going to do all of our tournaments on this side of the room, free play for everywhere else, and we're also trying to split area off for Mahjong Parlor and for coloring book pages for the kids. Especially at the height of with Smash Ultimate, we would always have a lot of people. We would actually dedicate the entirety of Saturdays to our Smash tournaments. Now Smash has kind of like died down just a little bit, which is why now we're going to combine Smash with the rest of our PlayStation 5 tournaments for right now. But turnout is usually very large.
You can win prizes, which you can then take to the contest room.
They can come and get any number of things. They can, if they win more than one con bucks, they can add them up. So we got like, here's a con bucks number 1. These are all just stacked up. There's another. But if you had 2 number 1s, you could buy a number 2 prize. So it's just like cash. We have some plushies. We have DVDs. We have T-shirts. We have like LED gamer signs. We've got all sorts of things. Blankets, hoodies. You know, what else have we got? Keychains, depending on how.
Would you like me to Vanna White the prize? We've got, so these are the floors. These are like the big prizes. We got a actually pretty swaggy blanket. I'm gonna showcase this. Come win this, guys, for real. Put a little Giorno on your everything. So the 4s are usually like stuff like that. I will fold that up later. Sorry, Giorno. My bad. 3s can get pretty good. We got like some plushies upon in here. We have the Cards Against Humanity Nerd Bundle.
Ooh.
Which if you're fun and your friends are fun, that's a good one. 2s, which is a lower level prize. You wouldn't expect some super cool stuff in here, but we've got Pop figures. That's all for 1. I know nobody cares about him, but we've also got Midoriya. And we've got All Might. And you know what? I like All for 1. Sorry, I like villains. We've also got some shirts and Naruto chilling in there. And this Naruto grab bag thing, which somebody come get this, by the way.
Because that's fun.
Because this is hysterical. These are all the things you can get in there. And then our 1 prizes, which you'd think would be bad because they're the easy prizes, but they're not. We've got JoJo's. Why is he in, and then we've also got Demon Slayer. They're all kind of in half for some reason, but oh, there's an intact Mance right there. We've also got keychains, bracelets. Oh my god. Sorry,
I don't even know what we've got in there. And then a bunch of DVDs and CDs.
So this is the best part of the 1s. If you get a 1, do not be discouraged. You can get whole animes, by the way. And if anime is not your thing, we also have Lost Girl, which is a really good show. It's not anime at all.
I don't know how we ended up with that.
I don't know how we ended up either, but every year I'm like, please. And we also have manga. And this is a good way to get into manga that you may not otherwise want to read yourself. So yeah, come to our prize closet. We would love to get rid of all this. Yay!
There's a fairly packed schedule of panels. When I get to the convention, I get one of the paper schedules and I mark out all of the things that I want to do. so that I can manage my time correctly. And I guess I'm getting old because I didn't do half of what I had set out to do. It was a lot of walking for me, which I absolutely want to do more of. Like, I need to be able to hack it when we are finally able to afford a trip to New York City for a fabric run. But it was very hot. He's fanning me now. Thank you. I needed that. The heat came to Kansas City early this year, and we have been stuck in the grip of it for months now, plural, and it's going to be 100 degrees tomorrow. I don't do well in the heat. There's this meme thing circulating that there's a German word for somebody who's bad at summer. That's me. I am bad at summer. I'm also bad at winter, but I'm worse at summer. I get hot, I get sweaty, I get moist, and then I get very cranky. So I am very, very happy that Naka-Kon is moving back to March. This will probably mean that it will be quite chilly, but that just means that we get to wear cosplays that have layers, which I'm really looking forward to. I have a couple of things in mind. I'm not going to speak them because the moment I speak them, it's not going to happen. I'm going to do what I feel like I'm going to have fun with. And that is what I recommend everybody do as well. As far as like cosplay, I wouldn't call Naka-Kon a huge cosplay convention, but there are a lot of people in cosplay at the convention. It's like a casual cosplay convention. There's not a lot of elitism, I feel. It's just like you can wear whatever costume you want and it's fine. There's no expectation or judgment that I have come across yet. My experiences may not reflect your own. This year, I did not do any cosplay. I did make a pair of stays out of kimono fabric because there was a panel that I wanted to go to that I did not go to because I was too caught up in filming in the dealer's room and was completely abandoned by my party. I didn't tell anyone that I needed somebody to help me keep time, but I needed somebody to help me keep time. By the time I realized that my friends were no longer with me, and then found them afterward, the panel was almost over. So I just didn't go. But burnt toast theory, because I didn't go to that panel, we walked around the convention floor and I ended up going to the bathroom where there was a young woman who was having some problems with her kimono, and I got to help her look her best. It was a very sweet moment, and it sounds silly, but sometimes bad things happen for a reason. And if I'd gone to that panel, I would not have been there to help that young lady. What's funny is that later at the formal ball, she recognized me and came up to me and asked me if I could help her friend with their obi. It was a very sweet moment, and I am truly grateful to have been able to share that. I really love it when I can help pass on knowledge about one of my special interests, and like getting to help people look their best. Like that's what I do. I drink sparkling water and I fix people's outfits. The dress code, I feel like it's beginning to get a little bit more lax. Last year, there were some people who were walking around in bunny suits who were told to put shorts on. I didn't see anything like that happen this year. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen, but I do feel like it's starting to relax just a little bit, which is amazing. There were a lot of people in Genshin outfits that were like bodysuits over tights, and they didn't get told anything to my knowledge. We love letting people wear what they want to wear as long as it's not offensive. I do know that the Agahao shirts with all of the lewd faces on them are absolute no-go, even though they are sold in the dealer's room. It's just like, if you go to the dealer's room and you buy a sword, you can't, if it's lifesteal, you can't carry that around the convention. You need to go put that in your room. Just because you bought it at the con doesn't mean you can wear it at the con. Make sure that you know what the dress code is. As far as like the number of cosplays of things, there were a lot of Genshin cosplayers. There were a lot of Has-Been Hotel cosplayers. I feel like Naka-Kon, we're not Katsucon, right? We don't have a giant light box to take photos in. However, there is a little photo op place in the dealer's room, which I find is absolutely amazing. The sets were adorable. I absolutely loved them. A++, S+ level of cuteness there. They had 4 little different areas that had the food theme. Like there was a home ec classroom, there was a table with some little prop snack foods, there was a little ramen cart, and there was a vending machine. I really liked all of these sets. They were absolutely adorable. I'm really looking forward to finding out what the theme is going to be for next year. I honestly would prefer it if they had photo ops be in their like own panel room and just dedicate a whole panel room to photo ops, or like maybe the back edge of the balcony by where the dealer's room has been for the past few years. I just feel like the dealer's room is a very crowded place, and I personally wouldn't put it in there. It's really hard to navigate sometimes, and it's very loud. So there's not a lot of like filming you can do in there and use like the sound footage, because there's a lot of people talking, there's some people playing music, and it just gets very, very loud. Do not get me wrong. This is not me saying that they shouldn't have them. I'm very grateful that they are there. I would just like more room dedicated to photo ops. And I know that's very hard with the limited amount of space that there is. Maybe a place downstairs next to where the Headless Lounge was. That's another thing that they had that was really lovely and surprising and inclusive. They had a place where people who came in fursuits could go and sit and take their fursuit heads off and have a chill without like revealing their identities or anything. It was really cool of them to have that. But the place that they had it, on Saturday night when the weather started getting bad, they brought the Club Courtyard unofficial dance party. The Club Courtyard unofficial dance party into that area. I think that area could be set up to do just some backdrop things. I am not privy to the restrictions like the fire code and what the convention center will allow them to do, what the hotel will allow them to do. I am not part of the leadership of Naka-Kon, so I cannot speak as to whether any of this is even possible. It's just what I would like to see. It's my pipe dream. With that out of the way, I was very busy because I wanted to make sure that I got footage of all the ticketed events just so that I could give somebody who's never been to Naka-Kon kind of a taste of what goes on there. Last year I got things like the Kimono Meshi and the formal ball and things like that. This year I went to the Maid Cafe and the brand new Bunny Bar. This is the first year that they've done the Bunny Bar, so there were things that needed to be ironed out, but it was definitely a learning experience, and I would say that it was kind of a hit. They had 2 different sections. There was a VIP section for which you paid a ticket. I think it was about $70, and you got your drinks brought to you, as well as a meal. Me too. Hi, Katie. And you got to play games with the bunnies. There was also an open bar section where you could go and purchase whichever sake you wanted to taste and sit down.
Definitely the yuzu with the citrus one. I love the club.
You would seat yourself. I don't know if any of the bunnies actually played games with people who weren't on the VIP side. The Maid Cafe has been going on for a few years, and I feel like they've gotten things really ironed out with that. The Maid Cafe staff is generally pretty bubbly, and there's a whole bunch of board games and card games and word games that are played sitting around the tables.
All right, Clover, give that wheel a spin, open it up, and pull out a totally legitimate raffle ticket for our first winner.
It looks like a fabulous blast. I, again, did not get to sit down and partake myself, but I hope this little peek into what goes on makes you interested in perhaps getting a ticket for yourself. There were 8 different sessions spread over all 3 days, and they sold out pretty early. Another thing that was completely sold out was the cosplay bingo and brunch, which is done on Saturday. It's a little waffle bar with a bingo game. You can win some prizes. It's lovely. I wanted to get some interview stuff with the cosplay contest participants this year, but it just was not in the cards. I was super busy between getting the footage for the cosplay highlights video up here somewhere and running around trying to make sure that I got footage of all the ticketed events. I did have a huge amount of fun and I met a lot of super awesome people. The late nights at the dance parties really did me in. They are non-negotiable for me. One, because I have close personal friends who are doing the DJing and dancing up on the stage.
Hell yeah! I have been and will continue to be DJ adequate because I'm good enough. And next up, bringing the Missy Bees to the Naka-Kon. Nominated for Kansas City's Best DJ again. With a video mix show to melt your faces, here comes DJ Chef Wade!
I am so proud of DJ Amamiya, who got to be on the official Naka-Kon floor for the very first time this year.
Naka-Kon, give it up for our goddess. Idle Thoughts for another amazing set. And now we've got an exciting moment. No, I'm not going to propose to anybody this year, I swear. Coming to the stage for the first time, and he's worked his ass off for it. Put your hands together for DJ Amamiya!
hell yeah. But I want to make sure that I get footage of these guys doing this thing that they love so that they have promo stuff for their, like, I want to help my friends succeed. I'm a little bit biased, okay? But is it called the sets? Like the music that they play in their DJing was really, really fun, really awesome. And the crowd was really, really into it this year. It was an amazing energy in that room both nights. So that is always a must do at Naka-Kon for me. I didn't spend as much time in the formal ball as I did last year. It was really hard for me to get good footage and good pictures. I didn't bring an extra light with me. Next year I might do that just to give a little bit more illumination so that I can get some good footage. But the formal ball is always a lot of fun, and people get dressed to the nines and they wear these beautiful ball gowns, and just, I love it. If you're going to the formal ball, make sure that you are following the dress code. Formal attire is required. The dress code is always posted on the website. They will not let you in if you are violating dress code, especially where shoes are concerned, unless you have some sort of safety issue or you have an accessibility need or something like that. So, the cons of the con. This convention is, it loves its queues. The lines can be very, very long. I highly suggest either going really early if it's something that you absolutely want to do that you will miss. Get your tickets early for a ticketed event. But if it's just like the dealer's room, you could just wait. Just wait 20 minutes. And because the line for the dealer's room at whatever time it was that I was like, okay, let's just go, peek at it. It wrapped all the way around the convention center. And then back on itself.
Are you guys under the line?
I believe so, I think.
So yeah, maybe wait and don't queue up right when the vendor's room opens.
It was the line of lines. Like it was the quintessential queue. And on Thursday, when we went to get our badges, we were there an hour and a half, 2 hours early, and there was already a line of people waiting. By the time that registration opened for us to even start getting our badges at, I think it was 6 p.m., the line stretched all the way back almost to the point where it was going to need to turn. Get there really early or get there late. I did not get a room this year to kind of aid my pocketbook. It gave me a little more money to spend in the dealer's room. But that said, I did really miss having a quiet place to retreat to where I could sit and put my feet up. The driving home and then driving back every morning and trying to find a parking spot. I think my flavor of autism does a lot better if I have a place that I can go to, that I know it's always going to be the same place, and I can just have my retreat after the adventure so that I can rest up and go back to get more adventure. I think that is best for me. My rule is if I cosplay, I get a hotel room, because if I am putting a wig on, outfit, or uncomfortable shoes, I have got to be able to change out of that. I've got to be able to have a place to rest and to become a goblin and not be perceived by the public. So next year I will probably get a room, even though it's an expenditure. The con hotel rooms are not cheap. I can look up what I spent last year and put it up. I know we only got the room for 2 days last year. And ideally I would love to have the room through Monday afternoon for recovery reasons. I pack a lot of stuff. Y'all, I had my photography backpack on basically all weekend, and so I rucked it. I carried all that extra weight for 15 miles. It was a workout. It was super fun. I am looking forward to it next year. I'm not gonna say I can't wait, because I can wait. I need some time to get some cool things made, but I am really looking forward to it. I would like there to be more comfortable seating in the courtyard. There are a lot of like Adirondack chairs. Those are really hard to get out of when you're like wearing an involved outfit. Even just a pair of half stays made it a little difficult. I would like some benches. I think that's a convention center / hotel thing. I would like some benches. Aside from the lines being long and it being hot, I don't really have very many complaints with the convention this year. I had a ton of fun, even though like I didn't sit and do a lot of the things myself. I got to do what I find fun, which is get footage of it, film it, take photos. I really think that's a blast, and I know that this doesn't work very well for a YouTube channel because I'm taking the footage and not having the footage taken of me. I mean, you guys can enjoy the B-roll, right? I enjoy the B-roll. I love taking B-roll. I don't get to do it enough. I enjoy it very, very much, and I want to do it some more. So I will be trying to incorporate a lot of that into future videos. If there is something at the convention that you would like to see highlighted next year, please let me know. Guide me to what you want to see. Otherwise, I will just go do what I want to do. I'm really, really happy that it's going to be in March in 2025. I am really looking forward to some cooler weather, which means I can wear clothes without dying in them the way that I kind of did this year. I don't know what else to say. I got to see my nakama. I had a lot of fun. It was great. Am I going to get to see you next year? Do you have cosplay plans for next year? Thank you for being here. Thank you for every second of your attention that you give me. I appreciate you so very much. Please do me a favor. Water yourself. Feed yourself. Do something that fulfills your soul. Take care of my friend. I promise I will do my very level best to take care of yours. I'll see you next week. What did I do on Saturday? I didn't do anything that I wanted on Sunday.